Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn, you came up for me. Hello, hello, hello. I was about to jump right in without even saying hi to you guys. So, Capricorn, hi. Um, you came up. I was like, I'm not doing this right now because I'm sick with a cold. And I got a little frustrated about something, and I had planned on doing this reading right now, and then I was like, I'm not doing it right now. Like, I'm gonna figure out another time or whatever. And then I had planned on doing a reading. Let me say it like that. Okay, I planned on doing a reading, but I didn't know whose reading I was gonna do. And then I got upset. It was like, F it, right? And then I just heard Capricorn. So I don't know if that's kind of like how you're feeling right now, if you're just feeling like F it. But, um, but if so, if that's part of your energy, then I feel yo. I get it. All right. Because I felt that so deep in my bones right before I heard Capricorn. Just F it button. That might even be the name of this reading for some reason. We'll see. We'll get into it a little bit deeper. The Capricorn, we're going to call it the F it button. Probably. Let's see how we proceed. So, what we had was Temperance. We have the World reverse, and we have the Queen of Wands in the upright. So it actually looks pretty good considering these two cards here. Yet the World is feeling upside downy. And maybe that's what's causing that F it vibe, but let's dive in first to Temperance because this is what came out first. Temperance is about balance and patience. It's about finding your flow. It's about this, like, take it easy, blending things together, and it's about trusting the process. So, even though, like, the guidance is saying to, like, be in this take it easy and blendy, flowy, trusting the process energy, your world is feeling upside down, and you're like, just fuck it. Oh, I messed up my camera. Fuck it. Just fuck it. So, like, weird. Weird. Let's keep going. Okay. Your world, but being reversed, right, is right. We have this. I'm like everything's kind of upside down energy, right? When this card is in the upright, it's like one of the best cards I think you could get. But it kind of suggests like feeling a little stuck, maybe incomplete cycle. Right? I haven't made it through to the other side, not breaking through to the other side of something. Like I'm trying to get something done, right? This process that's being talked about over here, but like I'm not getting that, not getting through to the other end. So fuck it. But maybe that's where this patience and temperance needs to come. Patience, temperance, trust the process. You will make it through to the other end. Maybe that needs to be in the title. You will make it through to the other end. Okay, of the process. You will make it through to the other end of the process. But then our Queen of Wands over here, she is hardcore, okay? She's hardcore confidence. She's hardcore passion. She's hardcore power, right? She is like, I'm owning my space. I'm bold. I'm creative. I'm shining. And maybe that's the other side. Maybe that's where you're trying to get to and how you wish you feel. But you're not being patient enough, and that's why we feel upside downy. Okay. Let's break this down into sections so that we can read a little deeper into what's going on. So we're going to talk a little bit about love first. With our Temperance card here, this is about finding harmony with love. Okay, that's key. Reconciling differences. taking your time with people. So you cannot rush people. People will have their own timelines to things, and like you're going to have your own timeline to things. If it's taking you a minute to do some kind of forgiving or reconciliation process, that's all right. It can take some time. And maybe you feel like you're not going to feel confident. You're not going to feel so good and bold and powerful until, this relationship gets mended. That's, at not like going well or whatever. Something's happening over here with a relationship where there's a reconciliation that needs to take place, and you want to rush it along because it's making you feel like your whole world's upside down. But just having the patience and the flow and letting things blend and merge, right? The urge to merge. There's an urge to merge, an urge to make things right again, an urge to be in union, an urge to be at one. Like maybe this is romantic, it doesn't have to be, but like an urge to like get back, be in alignment with a person that maybe you feel like you're out of alignment with right now. But you get to feel this way on your own, okay? Self-love, self-love, self-love. You get to feel this way on your own. You feeling good and powerful and confident and savvy and like all of these things isn't dependent on this person. You have to be able to exist in this energy all by yourself, in and of yourself, okay? And I think if you just focus on that instead of being like, when is it going to hurry up and get to the other side of this? When is it going to hurry up and get to the other side of this? Then you would feel like this card would be upright as well. And it's just a feeling, okay? You're just, your focus is on the wrong area. Focus that on yourself instead of this other person. Yours is coming out quick. All the other readings seemed a little longer, and yours is coming out pretty quick. I'm actually surprised. Health. Okay, with health, our temperance is screaming at you about balance. Okay, let me get this. Balance, balance, balance. You feel unbalanced. Hello. Focus, focus, focus. You feel unbalanced. Maybe. Spirit says hydrate, rest, don't overdo anything. Your world being reversed. I think I could use that advice as well. Hydrate, rest, and don't overdo anything. The only thing that you should overdo is hitting the subscribe button and the like button and throwing your thoughts in the comments section. That's the only thing that you should overdo. Other than that, rest, hydrate, and chill, okay? Just chill, because this could be affecting your health in a negative way that you're trying to rush and not be patient as well. So you see what I mean? Like, you're not living in balance because you're not even in the moment. You're like so in the future, worried about how things are going to work out tomorrow. But your health, your best health exists in the now. You're going to feel your best when you're in the now, because you can't be connected to your needs like, oh, I'm thirsty and I need to hydrate. I'm tired, I need to rest. You're not going to be even connected to needs like that if you're so far stuck in the future that you can't connect to your body enough to know this, okay? So your best health exists right now. We might be feeling upside down in health because you might be feeling a bit like stuck in terms of health, like that you are close to overcoming some kind of health hurdle or close to getting to the end of a health goal and you feel like you're stuck there in an area. Could be like, oh my gosh, I had this goal to lose a certain amount of pounds and I've got this last 5 pounds and no matter what I do, it just won't come off. I just can't get that last 5 pounds. But that's when we come back to the temperance. Be in the now, be with your body. The stress could be the reason why you're holding on to 5 more pounds, right? The stress could be the reason why you're still sick with that illness. The stress could be, because your immune system shut down. Maybe that's why you're not breaking through and coming out of that illness. Or whatever. Like, I'm not a doctor, obviously. This is tarot. Okay. So, but stress can have a giant negative impact on our physical health and well-being. And when we're not being patient, we're activating our, you know, fight or flight mode, you know, that rushing energy. I think it's a Buddhist phrase that says something about that, like, rushing is violence. Rushing is violence. So it's a violent energy, right? When I think about it like that, that really helps me to, like, stay out of rushing energy. I say rushing is violence. I'm going to take my time, because it puts you into a state of, you know, overdrive, and where your immune system is on fire, and, you know, your amygdala and your brain is lit up. It's like really putting you into a state of being that's not so great. So your best health exists in the now. Be present, be patient with yourself, and you will flip this world card upside down by just focusing on what you need. Go back to basics. Rest, hydrate, don't overdo anything. Okay, you're not stuck. You just have to trust the process. Okay, you're not stuck. You just have to trust the process. And our Queen of Wands for health is a reminder just to be positive, right? You are that girl, right? You're that guy. That's you. Like, you are powerful. You have powerful healing abilities, right? Our bodies are so powerful, they heal themselves. I don't even have to think about it. If I just rest and relax, healing just happens for me easily and effortlessly. Like, being positive about your health, speaking positivity over your health, is that Queen of Wands energy in health. Okay, so just remember that you're powerful. Speak boldly, you know, speaking into existence your health, claiming health over your body with, like, this powerful, bold energy is what I want to see from you, what Spirit wants to see from you. And I'm also seeing nature to be very healing for you right now. I'm seeing getting outside in the sunshine, sunbathing, because our sunshine heals us. Okay, some sun, some fresh air, some grass between your toes could do you wonders. Okay, let's take a look at wealth, and then we'll get you on your way, because Capricorn, you already feel so overwhelmed, like you're overdoing everything. Let's get this show on the road so that you can get to flipping this world upside down, doing that resting, relaxing, recharging, and being patient. And this is so, like, my kid. There was a time where, you know, like, everything's just so much more simple when you are speaking to a kid. You know, childlike mentality around things is sometimes the best thing to do and have. And so I was explaining patience to my son when he was a little younger. This is a few years ago. And I will never forget what came out of my mouth, because, you know, I kind of had to, like, tap into, I was like, God help me here. Like, how do I explain patience to a little kid that's, like, not just wait, just sit around and wait, you know, because he was bored and he was upset and he, like, didn't want to do anything. But he wanted his thing now, right? Just kind of like this energy that we have. I want my thing now. I want to get here. I want to feel like this. I don't feel like this. And the agony of the waiting process. So I was trying to explain to him, you know, that we have these options when we're in a waiting process, that you can wait and do, you know, whine about it and cry about it and be upset that you're waiting, or you can utilize that same time for different things that you enjoy. And when you get to the other side, nothing changed about the time frame. All that changed was how you felt about the waiting. And I had explained that, you know, in a metaphysical way and in a psychological way to a lot of patients, clients, you know. And so explaining it to adults was like, I would tap into this really, you know, high vibrational way of explaining it and use a bunch of words. And that wasn't going to work for my son. And so what I said was, honey, patience means waiting happy. And something inside of my spirit clicked when I said that, when those words came out of my mouth. Well, when Spirit helped me out, you know, worked through me to find that childlike way to describe what I was trying to say. And it was so simple that I never forgot it. That patience means waiting happy. And I was like, that is what it means, isn't it? It's like something in my own self, my own inner child needed to hear that. Patience means waiting happy. And it's about the journey. Some things are gonna take the time they're gonna take. You can be mad about it, you can sit and pout about it, you can be, stare at the clock, watch the paint dry, kind of a thing. Or you can go have your relaxing bubble bath. You can work out. You can do this. You can do that. You can paint. You can draw. You can journal. You can talk to friends. There's so many things that you can do in that time while you're waiting for, maybe that relationship to mend that we were talking about, or while you're waiting to get through to the other side of that. Like, I just got off the phone with a friend her kid's birthday party is like tomorrow, and I was like, we have colds, and I just want to let you know, because I don't think it's fair to like go to somebody's event and not tell them like, hey, we have a cold, so you'll probably get it if I show up. But also, I was like, I'm not letting this stop me from living my life, though. Like, I'm not sitting around just like being upset that I have a cold. I'm living my life. I'm doing my thing. I'm working. I'm doing this reading for you, Capricorn. I'm gonna work during the week. My kid's gotten up. He's been playing on the VR headset. He's been doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. We went grocery shopping. We're not letting a cold stop us from our life. So I didn't want it to stop me from that either. And I just said, I just want to let you know, and it was like, oh, well, I don't care. Okay, well, then it's not going to stop me from going to this birthday party either. So that's the difference of like, I could just cancel my whole life because of a cold and be like, oh, gonna spend a week in bed doing nothing, focusing on the fact that I'm sick. But you know what? I'll have the same symptoms in my bed as I'll have in beautiful nature in the park at a birthday party, making a memory that I could never get again. So for me, it's like that. You got to be, certain things like that, having a cold, you don't want to pass on, like, yeah, you be respectful and you tell them I've got a cold, it's kind of at your own risk kind of a deal. I'm going to show up as long as you don't care. But like, at the end of the day, it's this energy of not letting things, not waiting unhappily, not focusing on the negative, not focusing on the bad, the whole entire time that you're waiting to get through to the end of the process, okay? I said a whole lot of crap just to say that, and I told you I was going to get you on your way, and I promise you I will, because you have resting to do. Okay. While we're waiting, while we're in this middle ground period before your last topic, which is wealth, we're going to talk about how these cards apply to wealth. If you could go ahead and comment down below if something has hit you powerfully. Go ahead and hit that like button. All right? If you're feeling a little better already, if you've decided that you're going to wait happy, that you're going to learn to practice waiting happy, just hit that like button. Comment down below like, I will wait happy. Hit subscribe if you love this so that it'll pop up next time that it's your turn for a reading. But let's talk about wealth, Cap. Cap, no cap. I wish the reading would have been called like no cap. That would have been funny and fun. No cap. I'm too old to say that, by the way. I've just decided I'm gonna say new terms anyway, even though I sound like Stifler's mom or something retarded. Okay. Wealth. The Queen is... No, let's not start with the Queen. Let's start with Temperance. Like we've done all the rest of them. That would make sense. Okay. Temperance in wealth is staying patient, again, but remembering that it'll work out as long as you're diligent and steady. Okay? Diligent and steady. And I want to talk about fairness. And so I'm feeling like this energy of like that you feel like you haven't been given a fair hand, a fair shot in life. Maybe you're comparing like your life and your resources and your abilities and, like your jumping off point in terms of wealth to other people's jumping off points in terms of wealth, if that makes sense. Like, other people had this and that opportunity and I didn't, and other people had this and that skill and I didn't, and other people had parents that had this, that, and the other and I didn't, and other people had, you know, an uncle who could do blah 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 for them and I didn't, and other people were able to go to this college and that was the one I wanted to go to and I didn't get to, and so you know, comparing and feeling like that your hand that you were dealt in life is like unfair in comparison for whatever reason. I grew up here, they grew up there, right? Whatever the case, Capricorn, it's this very like comparing energy that I'm feeling popping up, where maybe that's why you're feeling like your world is upside down in terms of wealth, because you're feeling like you were dealt an unfair hand. Like I can't win in wealth with this hand that I've been dealt, and that's just throwing off your vibe instead of you strategizing and being diligent and steady, right? Which is like that patience, okay? But for wealth, it's not so much the patience, it's diligent and steady, okay? Diligent and steady, diligent and steady. And that's what I'm seeing for you. Keep doing same thing every day, same thing every day, same thing every day. And it's like that grind is not your funnest thing for you to do right now, I see, because you're wanting this outcome. So I don't know if this is like the job that you have that you don't want to show up to anymore. I don't know if this is, you know, maybe you've been investing in a certain way financially. I've been putting money into this same exact like stock account or something every week and it hasn't paid off. Or I'm hearing also like retirement, like I just can't wait to get to retirement. Maybe some of you are at retirement age. I've been putting in the work, and I just want to get to like my retirement so I can get here and enjoy my life. Or I've been, you know, doing all the work to get the education, to get the certain type of job. I just got to finish the degree so that I can get to here. And then my world will feel happy. But again, be so happy in the fact that you're doing this for yourself, right? You're creating wealth. You're in wealth processes that will get you from one side to the other. And I'm hearing, how do I say this? It was all God. Like, God doesn't make mistakes. You got the exact hand dealt to you that you were supposed to get dealt to you. Please, Capricorn, do not feel like you are at some sort of unfair advantage, that you were not loved by God and loved by the universe, or you aren't supported by God and the universe, that you have been, you know, slighted in any way by the universe, by God, because you were not. That's what I'm hearing. You were not. And that's a perspective shift that you have to do, is get that out of your head, that you were like dealt this shitty hand in life and everybody else is just gonna have it so much easier than you. And I feel like a lot of the people, I'm hearing this too, a lot of the people that you're comparing yourself to also had difficult hands dealt to them as well. You just didn't see that part. You're looking at them going, oh, they were an overnight success, but you didn't see the grind, and you didn't see the hustle, and you didn't see the tears, and you didn't see the sweat, and you didn't see the blood, and you didn't see the, right, all the stuff that went into like them getting to where they are. Focus, camera. And so that is what Spirit is saying, is you had a hand, and it had an outcome, a really good outcome possibility, and you're doing everything that you can do with that hand to make it work and create what feels like a wealthy life for yourself. So don't be upset with this process. be happy that you're in this process. Wait happily in the process of the journey of wealth. The journey of wealth can be really fun if you allow it to be fun and don't keep your brain stuck in the future of ready to be at the end, because then you're going to miss all the fun that you could have along the way of creating a wealthy life. Just because it's like a painting I'm seeing in my brain, that it's not about getting the finished product of the painting. It's the act of painting that feels fun, that calms your nervous system, that was enjoyable, and when you get to the finished, product to that painting, that when you're telling everybody, look at my painting that I made, you're not going to be like, look at my painting that I made, it's so great. Now that it's done, you're going to talk about the act of the painting. You're going to say, oh, look at this piece that I made when I was making it. Oh my gosh, it was like I was so connected to God. It was like God was pouring through me. I was in the flow state. I had this meditation music on while I was painting it. Oh, and I will never forget when I made this mistake here on the painting, and then it turned into like this happy accident Bob Ross moment, and I turned that into this, and then it made the whole thing make sense, and it's like almost like if that mistake wouldn't have happened, then the painting wouldn't even be as good as it is now. And then I remember when I was staring at it, and I was like, this can't be it. It doesn't quite feel done, and it needs something else. And I decided to get this metallic gold paint and add this little effect here, and that just made everything pop and glow. And then I just knew, that it was perfect. And like, that's what happened when you talk to a painter about a painting that they made. They're not like, yeah, it's fantastic now, right? They tell you about the process. It's the same with your life. You're on a glorious journey of wealth. Don't skip the magical creation part where you get to enjoy the creating of it. And that's no cap. No limits. I threw it in there. We brought it. We got it. No cap. Don't laugh at me. If you do, just do it in the comments so that it helps my algorithm. Okay. So, beautiful, amazing, divine Capricorn. Now we're going to pull one more card, and then I'm finally gonna let you go. And it is from my deck of cards called the How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance cards, which aren't available yet, but they are available for pre-sale. And you can do that by going to my academy. Everything should be linked in the description. To go to my website, you'll find a place where you can pre-order. In all honesty, I have absolutely no idea when they're going to come out. It was like it was a spontaneous but divinely guided thing to make these cards, and they're just not out yet. I have the only deck in existence. So if you want to be the first ones to have in the first round of product that goes out, you do have to pre-order, and you'll get something special. You're going to get like a letter from me. You're going to get an extra little gift. There will probably be like a QR code to a digital product that you'll get for free. You're going to be like special hyped up. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of you guys. I don't know. I don't have the deets, okay? I don't have the deets. I don't know why I'm talking so stupid to you guys today, Capricorn. You guys, your vibe, my vibe got sillier now after this reading. So I feel like that your vibe must have like uplifted from the reading. If it did, put that in the comments. Tell me. Talk to me, Capricorn. Okay. So, if you want the deets, I don't have it. I'm so sorry. But if you want the cards, just join for the, what am I trying to say? Just, do the pre-order. And then that way you can be the first in the first round of people to acquire this deck, and you get to support me in all the things I do, and then you'll get well taken care of for being a pre-order person that trusted me in this deck of cards. There's your card. I found it. Oh, perfect. All of me loves all of you. All of these cards are inspired by the lessons and material that's in my book and my program, and this is chapter 11 of the book and session 11 of my program, and it is called All of Me Loves All of You. And I'm feeling chills from my head to my toe right now as I pulled this card out for you. And what this is all of me loves all of you. Embrace your imperfection. What this means, this is a Kinzuki bowl. And it's, if you don't know about it, then look it up to get a, not that I'm going to tell you to, but look it up because they're amazing. And the story of Kinzuki bowls are amazing, and you should just do your own research, because I'm going to tell you just barely about it. But it's basically that these bowls get broken, and in this culture, instead of being like, oh, that bowl's broken, I'm going to toss it out, they mend the bowl back together with this gold, fusion method, or silver, and they make it, and then it's revered as a beautiful piece of art because it has been broken and then put back together. And then the picture is of this woman who has the Kinzuki bowl artwork on her face. The Kinzuki bowl is a metaphor for us, right? We get broken, but we get mended back together, and that's the divine process, right, that we have to trust when you go on the How to Wear a Crown journey in my program. But what it is the journey of returning back to your divine remembrance of who you are, right? It's getting here, and knowing your worth, knowing your power, knowing your potential, feeling confident. That's the end result of the program that I've built. And the process of walking through it is that mending yourself with gold. So embracing your imperfection, right, might be something that is a difficult point for you right now. Spirit brought this card out, right, that you're having trouble. Maybe that's the health journey that you're having trouble with. Maybe it's a mental health, emotional health, right, your spiritual health. Maybe we need to take a look at why you struggle so much to be in the waiting, and why you've struggled so much to feel like things aren't so fair for you, and trouble accepting, the hand that you were dealt, and the life that you were given, and the life that you've lived, and the parents that you had, and all the stuff, right? Healing. This is healing all of those things so that you can get to a place where you can be and embody this fully in all aspects of life, in love, health, and wealth. Okie doke. So remember to embrace your imperfection along the way. You are worthy, and you are worthy of healing on a deep level to where you feel like you can up-level your life in love, health, and wealth. You deserve that, whether you get that through walking your own path with God or you utilize my program for assistance with that. My heart is with you as you walk this. You are worthy even though you feel broken. You are worthy even if you've been hurt. You are worthy even if you've hurt other people. You are worthy no matter what has happened, no matter what you've done wrong, no matter what's been done wrong to you. And there is a process of repair and restoration possible for you, okay? And that's it, babe. And that's no cap, no limits. There's no limits to your healing. You can heal. You can return to wholeness, unity, and freaking beyond, okay? Even after returning to unity, then you get to, once you feel whole, then you get to expand and expand and expand and expand again. There are absolutely no limits to your journey. I just needed another reason to say no cap. That's why I kept saying. That's the only reason I've kept talking. I love you, Capricorn. Tell me you love me back in the comments. Have the best week. Go get that rest. R&R. Oops, still here. If you're still here, thanks for hanging out in those few last silent seconds. You're so cool. I'll see you. That's June. That's June. Have a great June. I love you. Bye.